to go. We are really enjoying throughout these days. Like we come over here by around 5 o'clock, go back by around 10 o'clock, prepare for the next days, and then come back again in the morning, sitting it up, and like we really enjoy. And after that 31st, we are going to have a complete 1 week of sleep. Uh, okay, so today I'm just introducing my dear friend Jerus. Tough times. We started this iftar photo talk in the year 2021. That time it was Corona. So we had a chance to have only 14 people in a room, that too with the mask, 7 in a corner and 7 on the other corner. Because there are a lot of, checkings. Like if we found guilt, we got fined. But we did it. 28 days we did. During that time, only I think that was the time that I met you, right, Jerus?
Yeah, we just met.
We just met during that time. And since then, all the 4 photo talks, he is a person. And then another thing, it is a kind of passion for some people. They come, talk to us saying that, okay, why don't we create something like this? Why don't we create something like that? So that is a person like Jerus, and he is a people person again. And
Think so?
I think so.
You think so, guys?
Yeah. So, always around UAE, trying to figure out, where is that sunset, where is the sun is going, and sometimes, sun is going within 5 minutes, you'll be starting from Ajman to catch that kind of sunset, that
Those
kind
were
of
the
pattern.
days.
So we want to hear, all these days, he used to talk about taking pictures and all, but let us, see the kind of caliber that he got in photo editing. Yeah?
Okay.
So thank you very much and welcome Jerus to this platform. Thank you, Abhi. And one more thing I just want to mention.
Come on.
One last thing. So PGY Tech. So today I consider PGY Tech's Open Day because that is one brand which we got very recently. This is the brand. You can see the entire lineup of products over there. So we got the iBrandConnect. You all. I consider iBrandConnect is a kind of connection between everyone. We got the distribution ship for UAE for the PGY Tech. Okay, so we consider through Jerus session, PGY Tech here in UAE.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Cool. Guys, good evening. Can you hear me without mic? Is it better? Or should I use mic? We're good? Okay. So, Ramadan Kareem, my name is Jay Ruz. But before I start, thank you so much. Shaji, iBrandConnect, and PGY Tech. Okay. So before we start, can we play a game? Can we play a game? Can we? Okay. I have prizes to give you. Don't worry. Okay. You ready? Sure? Okay. So I'll be giving away some of my limited edition keychain. Are you good? Okay, let's see. Okay, so the game is how well do you know J Rules? Okay. Who's not following me? Who's not following me? Okay. Okay, so there might be chance that you don't win anything for the day. Okay. So how well do you know me? Okay, I know some of you guys have been following me for so many years now, including this. Man, 2019, I think, right? Yeah, so you might have the best chance to win this. Okay, let's play. Only 4 questions, don't worry. Okay, what camera brand do I rock? The first one who answer, okay? Shout the answer, okay? Okay, I want to hear the answer, okay? Yeah, Canon. The latest country I visited? Turkey. I think you're the loudest, so I'll give you the Cool. You know me very well. Okay. What's my real first name? Because his name is also John. So yeah, my name is John. So J Ruz is my code name or username. Because my John, if you can see, my John is misspelled as somehow. It's supposed to be John, right? So it became a burden throughout my life, It became a burden. I think my father was drunk when he was signing the paper. So What? Yeah, so brave burden. So when I grew up, I was choosing a username for myself. I was like, what should I pick? So I decided to just combine my first and second name, John Rose, so J Rose. So that's it go. Okay, last question I think. Which poster of a band I have in my room? There's a band inside my room. They're the famous band in the world. It's not. Oh yeah, yeah.
I know it's rock.
Yeah. I guess famous band in the whole world. Like from the UK, from British.
One Direction.
Yeah, you win again, bro. Oh, just kidding. Come on. 60s. 60s. Huh? 60s. No, 60s.
The Beatles.
There we go. Yeah, Beatles. Twice in a row. Okay. All good. That's it? Okay, yeah. Now, let's go to the photo editing. Okay, just want to show you this video. Guys, can we turn off the light, please? Shaji? Yeah, so everyone can see the chart. Good. Okay. Guys, can you have a volume, please? Volume? Okay, cool.
It all began 2 years ago.
Turn it off.
There I was, just a random dude who fell back in love with photography and decided to go out every day to take photos. Back when I started, people told me that my goals are impossible.
And that success is unreachable. People say I'm just wasting my time, yet here I am working my ass off every day to prove every doubter wrong. I've achieved a lot from this account, but there's one single thing that stands out above all. One thing that I consider to be the most important. It's not the brand collaborations, it's not the gears I received, it's not even the money I've earned. It's the people that I met, the people that I had photo missions with, the people I shared love with. It's the people I collaborated with, the people who laughs at my jokes, the people I inspire, the people I call wazak. It's the people, every single one who has supported me for 2 solid years. My single biggest achievement is meeting you. Thank you. Much love.
Yeruz! Yeruz! Oh, Yeruz! Yeruz!
Yerus.
Yarus in the house, yo.
But you are a
Yeruz.
Best way to introduce myself, to show what I did, all throughout the years. So yeah. So I just want to introduce myself. Jairus America, photographer, filmmaker, and content creator. I also run my own company. It's called Creative Comic, EBSED LLC. So yeah, I've been running my company for 7 years now. Okay, I provide photography and video services to corporates and individuals, and I'm from the Philippines. Filipinos, woo woo, Filipinos. Okay, and living in the UAE since 2007, and been on social media since 2019. All right. And these are the brands that I collaborated. I mean, a lot of brands throughout the years, the past 5 years, and a lot of those brands are from iBrandConnect, right? So I have the Asian Y, PGY Tech, Leo Photo. But the most important thing for me is the people that I inspire, you guys. Again, like I said on the video, I don't care that much about the money or the brand collaborations. For me, I love inspiring people. This is what I do. I love doing this. I love, gathering people. I love inspiring people to be happy, to go out and shoot every day, take some sunset, So, yeah, this is what I love doing in my life. Okay, so my topic for today is about photo editing. But before I discuss my photo editing tricks, I just want to emphasize on visualizing your content, right? So before you go out, take pictures, sunset, portraits, whatever, you have to visualize your content, right? Like there's no way that you will just go out and you don't think where you're even going to post it or going to put it, right? So before I go out, before I take picture, I visualize my content on where my pictures is going to be. So my main platform is Instagram. You might have different platform, you might have different social media, it can be TikTok, Facebook, okay? But for me, Instagram. Who has Instagram? Everyone, right? Okay, so we can somehow connect to each other. So Instagram is my main platform. So before I go out, I visualize my content, how it will look like on Instagram. All right? Okay, so I have a question. This is something that I like asking before I discuss the topic. Anyone have seen this before? Attended my class before? No? So you know the answer? Okay. don't answer, okay? Okay. So I just want to have a question. So what do you think is like what most magazines have this? Most magazines have one thing in common. And those are the samples. Can anyone give me an answer or a clue, idea? What do they have in common? What? Huh? What? Sorry? Front page? Huh? Face? Subject? So these photographers, okay, probably these are different photographers, okay? But when they designed the magazine, also different graphic designers for sure, right? But when they designed the magazine, they all came up with one thing. Text? Layout? Portrait? Like you see how, I mean, like, how is it possible that so many photographers, so many designers, I have something in common. They visualize one thing on magazine covers. Plan? Okay, so if you notice, most magazine covers, especially with these models, or even subject, or even cars, anything with subject, most of their faces are where? Not even center. It's above the frame. Like above, like even like, almost cutting the hair, right? They're literally right above the page, right? That right? Okay? Why? Why? What? Nah. Okay. I like the answer rule thirds, but
The eye, because I focus most on that area.
focus on the eye.
Yeah, the eye. If I can catch the eye knows.
Okay. What if this is not a model? What if it's a car, a house? Some magazines who has a house in their front cover, they're also putting the house on top of the page. Why?
So that the text can be now. The way you portray, the first thing you see is the eye of the person who see your picture. Then you focus on the rest.
Okay, that's a good answer. That's a good answer. It's a good answer. But it's not the perfect answer. But that's a good one. That's a good one. Clueless? Come on, guys. I asked this so many times during my workshop. No one can answer me. Like literally no one. Is there any graphic designer? No? 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 No one can answer? Okay. Very simple, by the way. The answer is very simple. Don't spoil it. Because of this. Right? Magazine stands. Right? They know they're going to put their content in the magazine stands. So it just makes sense that they put, the subject or the main point of the artwork on top of the frame. Right? It just makes sense. Right? So those photographers, before they even take a picture, or the designers, they even create the layout, they know where they're going to put it. So they visualize their content on where they're going to put it, right? So same idea, how I compose my shots, how I curate my pictures. Same thing. I know where my shots are going, so I'll take the shots based on where the pictures are going to be uploaded. So that's the idea. So same here, right? So where did they put the logo and the message, right? They put it on the left. So people, when they're driving, they can see it better, right? Same thing, visualization. So same here, buses, the designs are above the buses, so the cars passing by can see the designs. So I treat my Instagram as a magazine stand, okay? So when you're uploading pictures, I want to make sure that my pictures make sense in this, on my feed, okay? Like I'm composing my shots based on my feed. If I don't care about this, these are going to happen. So I'll show you some of the bad examples. For example, this. Good shot. Sunset shot, amazing shot. She's beautiful, water is beautiful, right? It's good. But the photographer, in fact, she's actually my friend. I talk about this shot. It's a good shot, but again, she didn't thought about where is she going to put it. She didn't compose it in a way that it will look good on Instagram. I'll show you why. Look at that. So when you post it on Instagram, it will be posted like this because the grid, they're squares. So this is what it looks like, right? There you go. Yeah, that should be fine. So that's the feed. Her feed looks amazing, isn't it? Right? But then just one picture ruined it. If you just somehow at least frame it a little higher, right? Content aware? Oh yeah. Back in the day, I don't think there is. Yeah, but she can still. If she knows this, she can probably do something to adjust it. In Photoshop or better in camera, right? So same, this guy, Alian, my friend. You know this guy? I remember him. Yeah. So this is his shots. Same models, But look at those compositions. They are great shots, right? But look at this. Look at that. Right? So he didn't thought about it until I told him this thing, So same, I also had some mistakes when I was starting. So again, I went out taking some pictures. It's a great sunset shot. You have me, you have beautiful sunset, you have this the ship. But again, I didn't thought about that back in the day. Now the problem is I have so much space in the middle, right? So when I uploaded it, that's it. My legs are caught. My sunset is barely visible. Right? And I tried to fix it. When I really uploaded it, I tried to fix it. I just reduced the middle part, and that's the result. Now it looks so much better than the previous one. Now this is, again, the shot is beautiful. Like if you put it on a frame, display it on a like place like this is amazing shot. Great shot. But again, when you upload it on Instagram, that's what it looks like, right? The thing is, I just want to go back to the grid. The thing is, when you want, like, if you're encouraging people to follow you, like, you have to impress them by this, right? How many times you guys went through someone's profile? If you guys wasn't impressed by the profile grid, you just don't bother going their pictures one by one, right? When you want to go to someone's profile, you need to see the whole thing. Like, you have to be impressed, or else you won't even bother to look at it. So if you fail to impress the people through your grid, if they see a lot of like poor composition, like they might won't check your Instagram at all, right? So for me, I always visualize my shots, based on where I'm going to put it. All right? Any question? By the way, guys, you can ask question. Okay, you can interrupt me if you think I'm very fast, or if you want to clarify anything. Let me know. right? Okay. Okay.
Is that also a part of the upload when it comes to Instagram? So what I mean is like 5 pictures merging into one.
Okay.
Basically your face, but you see 5 pictures in a row which they upload.
Oh yeah. Okay. So what she's asking, you know those grid that you have one picture and you post it separately, so they match on the profile grid. You guys know that? Yeah. That's a stupid idea. sorry. That's a stupid idea. Like I'll give you an example. So for example, if you were going to use this 3, 6, 9, there's nine grid, nine box. So it means your followers had to suffer and see those 9 posts, right? Like,
What the idea for them is like you go to Instagram, the first thing you see is that particular frame,
yeah.
That's the idea.
Unless you can do that, unless you don't care about your followers. Yeah, if you just use this as your website advertisement, yes, you can do that. But if you care about your followers, sorry to say, don't do that. Don't do that because I remember I had to go through not even 9, sometimes 12 pictures. And those pictures doesn't even make sense. Can you imagine like a picture of someone, there's like an empty sky, there's an ear, there's a nose in the middle. Like what is it? Right? It's just annoying, you know? And it's just, and also, okay, that's one thing. Second thing, the problem is, if you upload one picture, you ruin the whole grid, right? So you always have to upload 3 times, right? So that's a really hard task to do. You know, you always have to upload it 3 times. You upload it 1, 2, kalas, your feed will not work that well, right? So I don't promote that unless you want to use it as a website replacement. If you don't care about your followers, by all means, do it. We're good? Any more question? You're good? Okay. Okay, before I start my photo editing, I just want to do some disclaimers. I think I want to use the mic. Test 1, 2. Test, check 1, 2. No, it doesn't. Oh, check, test. Working? The mic is working. No, it's not working. Guys, can you just help me? Because I just don't want to shout a lot. No, test. Also, if you can have a mic standby to the questions, because people are asking questions.
Hello?
Okay. Okay, also. This mic? Yeah, this mic, and the one mic to the audience, yeah. Can you check? Oops, careful. Okay, just want to do some, okay, it's gone. Test 1, 2, test, check 1, 2, it's gone. Hello, what happened? Nice, I think it's somewhere here. Yeah, just shouting. Okay, before, oh, too much, way too much. Now it's gone again. Anyway. Okay, disclaimer. For a start, I'm not an expert. I never said I'm an expert. I'm not a trained Adobe person. Okay, I did not attended any. I don't have any certificate. I'm not an expert, but I know what I'm doing. I know my style, right? I know what works for me, right? So that's the thing I will share to you guys. So don't expect me to teach you like too much technical stuff. I'll teach you my style. All right? We clear? And again, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Okay, again, this is my style. Okay, we have different styles, right? So this is my style, this is what works for me, and I'm open to share that, you know. I have no issues with that. And unfortunately, we will not go through the whole process because photo editing takes hours, sometimes even days. Like there are some pictures that I spent like 2-3 hours, and then after 1 day, 2 days, I will come back and edit them again. So unfortunately, I cannot show the whole process. We don't have enough time, and you will get bored. That's for sure. Okay? But I will try to make sure that I can somehow explain to you properly. But then, guys, questions is key. Keep asking questions if you can't catch up. Okay, so these are the 3 pictures that I'm going to show you guys. the one I shot in Turkey. This is in Palm, the views of the Palm, and this is from Ras Al Khaimah. There's a flower farm in Ras Al Khaimah. Okay, so 3 pictures I'm going to show you guys. Now, here are the before and after. Before and after. Like, anyone been to view the Palm? Yeah? It's hard, right? Yeah? It's annoying. I mean, there's so many people. It's hard to compose, you know, and there's even this huge pillars, you know. But when I came there, I was like, you know, this is already my vision. Like, I already have this in mind, you know. And also, I asked my friend to take my picture. So I'll show you how I edited and how I managed to somehow piece all together the picture, all right? Okay, this one, again from Ras Al Khaimah. When we went there, I was expecting to have like this kind of feel, this kind of vibe, you know, like you're in an empty place, you know. That's what I'm hoping. But again, when you go there, there's this huge, ugly brick wall, which is I was like, that's annoying. But you know, there's Photoshop, right? So I used my Photoshop skills to put up my vision, right? To come up with my vision, okay? And this shot right here, this is the one I shot in Turkey. Okay, I want you guys to stare at the picture for 10 seconds. Just look at it. Just look at it, okay? Right? I want you guys to look, study what's going on. Okay, can anyone tell me what's going on with this shot? What's odd with this picture? What's huh? Okay.
The birds, the boats,
Okay. Why is it odd?
because you're in a long exposure.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
the boats
Yeah.
must be shaking.
Yes.
So they will blur.
And the birds.
Blur.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lighting from the sea itself. There's no long exposure is not long exposure.
That's true. I knew you were going to guess it. I knew you were going to guess it, you know. This is what we do, bro. This is what we do all the time, right? So, I mean, it looks normal, but then when you try to look at it, like there's so much things going on. How many shots do you think I took for this picture? How many pictures I combined?
I would say 5, 6.
What? 4 to 5 pictures? Well, I don't remember, but I took a lot of shots. It was a combination. So again, yeah. So if you can see, I want the reflection to be smooth. So of course, I took long exposure. So this is one shot already, right? It's, I think, around, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 5 seconds or even 10 seconds, right? Okay? But then if I take the picture, long exposure, 5, 10 seconds, then guess what? I won't be able to capture the birds, right? There's no way. Long exposure, right? And also, if you see the whole shot, I want the sky to be smooth, because if I take it one shot, it will be distracting because you see the details of the sky. So I want my water to be smooth, and I want the sky to be smooth as well. And then the birds. So multiple shots. Again, I took long exposure of the water, of the sky, and then the birds. Don't worry, these are not completely fake. They are the real birds. And what I did is I put my camera on time lapse. I'm taking pictures. So if you see this bird right here, that's the exact position where I captured it. I don't like capture it here, I place it there. I don't do that. For me, I don't feel like doing that. So I took a time lapse and I took like 100, 200 pictures. And then whenever I captured a good position of the bird, and that's where I'll place them. So again, I did not like assemble them to look this good. So again, multiple shots, all right? And then I'll show you yeah. Yes, Photoshop. So I'll do mostly Lightroom as much as possible. As much as possible, I will edit my shots in Lightroom. Now, if I have to, I'll go to Photoshop. But if you will like do the ratio, probably 70-30%. 70% Lightroom, then 30% Photoshop. If I can avoid using Photoshop, I'll do it in Lightroom, which is good because Lightroom these days is very powerful. Like, I mean, compared to where I started, like, you know, before, you definitely have to do it in Photoshop.
Just a question. So, do you prefer the Lightroom classic
Well, yes, because I'm old school. I learned it like years ago. There is now new Lightroom, I guess. Yeah, but I just haven't tried it. It's so basic.
The Lightroom, the new one.
It's actually quite useful because all the things you need, necessary things. So like, for example, they finally brought in like external storage
Yeah,
support,
yeah,
the new Lightroom. So it's basically like the old Lightroom, except
Cloud.
like everything trimmed down now.
yeah.
All you need-
What I know is the main difference. The Lightroom Classic is more traditional. Like, if you're using hard drive, Lightroom Classic. But then if you're in the cloud, mobile,
No, they stopped. The Lightroom now, the old
Really?
one also has that now.
okay. So they combine Classic and but there's two. There's still two. There's still two. So yeah, this one, the what I'm using, Classic, is the traditional. Then there's another Lightroom which is mobile, more on the go. I hope I'm right. But yeah, so that's clear. Okay, if you're editing on mobile phone, you can. Yes, you can learn the adjustments, but again, when it comes to merging, it's hard to do in phone, right? So for me, if you want to get to be serious in photography, if you want to learn to edit, it's always good to be on a computer. You asking a question? Okay. So yeah, anyone doing editing on mobile phone? Oh. But can you do complex edits like this? No, right?
Yes, with Photoshop.
Mobile. But can you do like this kind of? Yeah. Yeah, it's limited. Yeah. And also using your fingers, when you have to clean very small details, it's hard, right? Right. Yeah, mobile phone. Yeah, me too. You call me old school, but I'd rather edit on computer. And also organization. If you've been editing for decades, I'm telling you, I don't think you can sort your files on your mobile phone. Trust me. Like big files, and folders, different folders. If you're doing for a living and you've been shooting for a decade, for a few years, I don't think you can make it out for mobile phone. So I encourage you guys now, just try to move into an actual, editing setup, right? And also organizing, it's much better to have a hard drive, Okay, all good? Okay, so now let's go to the Lightroom. Can anyone see? You guys can see, right? Oh no, this is, okay, Lightroom. Close it, okay. Okay. Lightroom, library, develop. Do you guys rate your pictures? Question. Yes. Yeah? Yeah, rating pictures. Yeah. So that's critical. If you have, like for me, I'm taking hundreds and sometimes thousands of pictures. So if you don't rate your picture, it will be hard for you to organize them. On mobile phone, can you rate your picture? No? Can you rate? Yeah, so rating from 1, 2, 3, 5, So it's very helpful. Okay, so I rate the okay ones, 1, rating number 1. Okay, and then I have also, 2, rating, this was 2. Sorry guys. Lightroom. I somehow I opened the wrong Lightroom catalog. Lightroom catalog. Go to commit. Okay, here we go. Because I saw there's only 200 pictures. I was like, I took like more than 5,000 pictures in Turkey. So there we go. Okay, so I took 3,127 pictures. Not sure if you can see, but 3,000 pictures in Turkey. Okay, and then I rated 1 for the stuff that are okay, and then the best ones I rated 2. So that's how. So these are the 1, equals to. Yeah, so those are the ones, 73 pictures. And then I rated them 2. These are, for me, the best ones. These are the ones that I'm going to upload. All right? Now let's go to this picture. Okay. 2. Okay, if you can see this is the amount of pictures that I took. I don't know how many this is, but that's a lot of pictures. So these are all the pictures that I've taken and combined to achieve the shot. And this is the base. This is the base. This is the long exposure one. Okay, this is my base shot. So I captured it, my settings, 4 seconds, right? 4 seconds, f16, ISO 50. So it's not that much, 4 seconds. But I still managed to get some clear waters, clear sky. So, and as you can see, the boats also, they're moving. So, I cannot use this. So, and then I put, as I told you guys, I put the camera in time lapse. So it's taking multiple pictures. So as you can see those birds, so those birds are exactly where I've taken them, right? Yeah, these are the birds. Okay, cool? Okay, let me just, so this is the base shot. Let me just show you the original picture. I'm going to hit quick show virtual copy. All right, I'm going to hit reset. Reset. This is the original picture. Right? This is the edited one. That's the original. Okay? Okay, so now how can we turn this to this? So first, I already have an idea on how it should look like. I want it to look like a blue hour. Though, trust me, when I was in Turkey, there was no blue hour. There's no golden hour because it was gloomy. Right? It was raining. So there's no sun, so there's no color. No color. Maybe it looks blue here, but on my system, it looks pale. It's just almost nothing. But I want it to be blue. I want it to look blue, right? Okay, so that's an idea. I already have the picture in mind. I want it to look like our shot this in blue hour. Okay, so first, let's start. Guys, let's start with this. You guys can see the cursor, right? Okay. Okay, so here is where most of the editing I do, okay, this side. Okay, first, white balance. So this white balance is your, like, what? Friend. My friend. So basically, white balance is like, it will decide the overall look of your picture. If you want it to look warm, then of course, you slide it on the right. Right? Right? If you want your picture to overall look warm, slide on the right, because white balance, and you want to look cool, be on the left, right? You have to like decide at the beginning. You don't want to decide later on. You just want to decide on the spot. Since I want it to be cool, I want it to be cold looking, then I have to make it a bit on the left. But don't like treat it as a color correction. Like, this is not the proper way to call. Like, you slide it farther length and call it a day. Now, it won't, right? It will affect the whole image, right? So just barely, barely add it. It's a little bit. Yeah, now it's a bit blue, okay? Now and then we'll go to the exposure, contrast, exposure. Guys, you can see this graph. That is your guide. This is called histogram. So this is your guide for your exposure, okay? So you can use this. You can use this as a base or the way to judge your overall exposure. So I don't want to go into detail, but if you go to the left, it means you're underexposed. If the graph is on your right, it means it's overexposed. If the graph is in the middle, it means it's properly exposed. But again, these are the rules, and some rules are meant to be broken. It depends. Sometimes you want your shot to be a little bit underexposed. Sometimes you want it a little bit overexposed. Again, it depends on the shot. But at least you know that your exposure is right. Okay? Sometimes also your monitor are too bright. If you don't use this, you may please judge your picture. Sometimes you might think that, oh, I'm overexposed, but then you adjust your exposure, and then you're just blowing up your image, right? So you have to use this histogram as much as you can. All right? So let's put it in the middle. Okay, next, contrast. I love contrast. If you see my style, I'm all into contrast. I want my images to be contrasty. I want it to pop. Like, I want my blacks to be blacks. I like my whites to be whites. So for me, contrast, I love doing contrast, putting contrast. Not too much, not a lot. Let's put it like maybe 40, plus 40 for now, okay? And of course, highlight, shadows. You put the highlight, way down, and shadows way up. And that is to get more dynamic range, okay? So highlights and shadows to get more dynamic range, right? So I want to get more dynamic range. As you can see, if I increase the highlight, I will blow out the sky. If I reduce it, I'm getting back the details from the sky. As you can see, right here, right? That's the original. Now if I put down the highlights, I'm getting back the details at least. Then same with the shadows. Like I have so many dark shadows on the buildings, and I want to show it, right? So obviously shadows. So highlight and shadows, you don't have to put it on max settings. Again, it depends on the shot. But for now, let's leave it as it is. Let's leave it on this. And also, this is the advantage of having a high dynamic range camera. If you have a very, very high dynamic range camera, this is the advantage that you can capture so many details. You can pull down the highlights till the end. You can, boost the shadows, and you can still capture details. So there's an advantage for having a great dynamic range camera. Or if you don't have that camera, you can, what do you call this? HDR, stack. But in this kind of scenario, it's almost impossible to stack because you're missing the light basically. Like if you stack images, different exposure, you will miss the sunset or blue hour. So in this scenario, usually you have to rely on your camera sensor. Okay, one shot. If you can get it in one shot, that's the best. One picture will give you the best result. If you merge, sometimes it gives you more problems than it's good. Like you will see diffraction. It affects the sharpness. So sometimes combining picture is not the best. It's not the ideal thing. Only use it if you really have to. All right. Okay, whites, blacks. Not so much whites. I mean, whites. If you want your whites to be bright, then whites and blacks. This I love using this because again I love contrast. Okay, I love crashing my blacks. So sometimes if the contrast is not enough, I go to the blacks. If I want my shadows to be more more darker, I go to the blacks. So let's put it like this. Whites doesn't matter. There's not really so much whites in this picture, right? Not so much. Okay, now we have this presence. We have texture, clarity, and dehaze. I'll be honest, I don't understand this. Again, I'm not an expert. I'm not trained Adobe professional. I don't understand this, the technical thing. But for me, as long as I see it's good, then it's good. That's how I edit. So texture, okay, again, to bring up the texture of the image, you might not see it properly because of the screen, so apology for that. Then clarity, I love clarity. It brings so much sharpness to the picture. So much sharpness and contrast. I hope you can see it. Let me just take a zoom in a little bit. So I put clarity. Can you see? Can you see, guys? How much sharpness it adds? How much contrast it adds? Yeah? So clarity, I love using clarity. And then dehaze. I love dehaze. Yeah? Especially here in Dubai. Yeah, right? There's so many haze. So dehaze, use it by all means. Like, see how much detail I managed to bring back. See the sky? See that? Let me go back. This is the zero dehaze. Okay, now I'll add some dehaze. See how much details I brought back? So that's the power of dehaze. This is a story back in the day when I was starting. There's no dehaze in Lightroom, okay? Those are the painful days to bring back details. We don't have this tool, like compared to today. So that's why when they came up with this tool, I believe 7 years ago, I was like, whoo. And I even went back to my old shots to re-edit them. Because back in the day, there's no way you can bring it back. But now you have this tool, dehaze. Okay, but don't abuse it. Don't do it too much because it will show a lot of degradation in your picture. So use it wisely. Again, I judge through my eyes, eyeball. Okay, I eyeball it. Okay, clarity. Be careful. These things can ruin your picture. The texture clarity dehaze can mess up your picture. You have to be very careful. So for me, I always try to like be precise, and also having a great monitor. If you have external monitor, that's way better. Like you have external monitor, right? Like I'm telling you, I printed this picture, I gifted it to my friend, and I was editing on my laptop because I was on a travel. I was with my laptop. I printed it on a canvas, and guess what? Serious? Yeah. I didn't saw these things because I was editing on a laptop. It's hard to see. You have to zoom it really well. So I printed it on a canvas. I gave it to my friend, and she saw this thing. So again, just sharing the experience. If you can edit on a bigger screen, get a monitor. Don't just rely on your laptop. If you rely on your laptop, you have to zoom in just to see all the details. So if you have external monitor, better. So that's why if you're on a phone, it's really hard to see this stuff. And also when you're printing, then everything, you will see all the details when you're printing. John is printing his pictures, huge, that big pictures, that you will see all the details you don't even see on your monitor. So if you're going to print your pictures, then you have to be really careful with editing. Be careful, yeah? Okay, so let's go back. So dehaze, I added dehaze. Okay, not so much clarity. Now I don't like you see this? I lost some of the details from this, Like I want to bring it more, so maybe I can reduce the contrast, reduce the contrast and add more dehaze. Okay, so I add dehaze, less contrast, so there we go. Okay, so now it's kind of okay, like we got it, good, right? But it doesn't still pop for me. It doesn't show the color that I want to. Okay, so now we're done with the basic adjustment. Now let's play around with the color. Okay, so vibrance and saturation. There's two, vibrance and saturation. Can anyone tell me what's the difference between vibrance and saturation?
Vibrance adjusts individually colors. Saturation colors everything.
Okay, vibrance is?
Individually the colors are
Mm-hmm.
knocked out.
Okay.
Saturation is just colors everything.
Okay, 50-50, right? So yeah, saturation will just increase the full color, and you don't want that. You don't want every color to be saturation. It's ugly, Now vibrance, I like vibrance because it only saturates the less prominent color. That's what you do. Like if for example, if you have a model, or for example, if your shot are mostly green, for example, you shot in a forest or garden, your shots are mostly green because of the leaves and trees, and your sky is kind of dull. If you hit vibrance, it will only affect the sky, the blue, right? It won't affect the green, which is good. It's also good if you have a model, because if you put saturation, it will just saturate the skin, the color of the skin. It will look, an alien. So vibrance will saturate the less prominent color. So here, the less prominent color is actually blue, if you notice. So see how when I increase the vibrance, it affects mostly blue. Like, it affects some colors, but not so much, right? Now compared to saturation, that saturation will do with your image. Everything, all will be saturation. Yuck. I don't like it. So for me, I want to pop the blue. Okay, I want it to be, again, I want it to be shot like a blue hour. All right? Okay, now we're good. Yeah? Almost good. It doesn't look the same at my laptop, but we're okay. Okay, now let's go to, there's tone curve. I won't go to this because it's quite advanced. It's basically like contrast highlights and shadows, but in this kind of, but I won't go through that. It's kind of advanced, okay? And this is the key to how I got my colors. So you see this? We have hue, saturation, and luminance, okay? And under this, you will see different colors. So you will see red, orange, yellow, green, so on and so forth. That means you can adjust specific colors depending on the tab that you're going to adjust, right? If you want to affect only red, then adjust only the red, right? If you want to adjust, for example, the orange, I have oranges in my shot. If I want to kill the color of only the orange, I'll go to saturation tab. So as you can see, there's hue, saturation, luminance. Okay, saturation is killing the color. Okay, if I want to only turn off the blue, I can go to the blue channel and turn it off. Right? So I'm only killing the blue. So that's the advantage of going through this. Don't do it on vibrance or saturation. Don't do it like that. It will just kill everything. Question? Okay. Yeah? Yeah, single colors. Well, I don't really hear you a lot, but I can somehow understand. So you're asking me if it's better to adjust individual colors?
Yeah, vibrance when you make it. So are we adjusting a single color or are we adjusting multiple colors?
Okay, I prefer to adjust individual colors. I want to control the whole thing. Okay? Yeah, so vibrance. But if you're happy with that, if you're happy with the vibrance and saturation, go for it. But for me, I want to adjust specific colors. So I will go through my this tab, HSL. Okay? Yeah.
Go down. There's a new. Lightroom recently added in the color wheels.
Yes. Yes, I do the. Before it's not like this. It's called color toning. Is it still called color toning? No, it's called color grading. Yeah. Okay, so I'll go through that. Okay, so you see this tab. There's hue, there's saturation, and luminance. Hue means you change the color of the specific tab. Okay, so for example, blue. You change the color of the blue. You change the hue of the blue. Right? But you're not affecting the orange, not so much. If you want to change the color of the orange, go to orange. See now, it became more into red, right? Right? So that's hue for you. That's hue. So green, if you want to affect this, hue, green. Okay? So blue, I think I adjusted a little bit. I don't want it to be too like standard blue color. I want it to be a little bit lighter blue. Okay, so I just went to not so much, maybe somewhere like this, around -15. Let's say like that. -14. Yeah. Okay. Then again, saturation. I want the blue. I want to emphasize the blue. So again, I increase the blue. Okay. And then orange as well. I want to pop the orange. This part, I want also to make it saturation. I'll go to the orange tab and adjust it. All right. Now you might don't like the green. You might don't like it because it's just like it's disrupting the color pattern. So you can turn it off. You go to the green channel, turn it off. Right? How much to turn this off? Okay. Now luminance. Luminance is the exposure of specific colors. How bright and dark can be. So again, the blue. If you want all the blues to be brighter, put it up. You want it darker, but again, it's only affecting the blue channel, as you can see. So this is what I like about this color mixer. Like I can adjust specific colors. I don't have to adjust it. I don't have to adjust the whole thing. So I can go to luminance again. You guys can play around. You got an idea? Hue, to adjust the hue of different color tabs. Okay, saturation, again, saturation of each color tab. And then luminance is the brightness. Okay, if you want to brighten, lower the exposure, then luminance. All right, you can play around with that. I spend a lot of my style, my looks are mostly on this. Like combination of different colors. This is where I spent all my time. You know, then in this section. I spend a lot of time here. Believe it or not, this is like where I spend all my time. I want to be like unique. I want it to look different. I don't want it to look like standard. If it's going to look standard, like every sunset pictures right there or any blue hour pictures right there, I don't want it. I want it to be my style. I want when you see the big picture, I want to remember that this is J. Ruz. Like without even seeing my name, I wanted them to know that okay, it's J. Ruz style, right? So this is where I spend most of the time. And then your question, color grading. Yes, I do it. This. So shadows, highlights, shadows, midtones. It might be too complicated for some of you guys, but so if you adjust the midtones, you only affect the midtone of the image. I will not go through this because I see a lot of people getting confused, right? But again, there's highlights. This one is highlight, shadows, and midtones. So if you go here, you will only affect the highlight color. So if you go to the blue, your highlight will lean more towards the blue. If you go towards the yellow, your highlight will lean towards more yellow, right? And then shadows, same thing, you know? But if this is very easy to mess up. If you don't know what you're doing, you will easily mess up this. So for me, if I were you, I would rather focus my attention to this, right? So this is okay. I still use it, but I also used it. It's only I cannot if I can't find my color in this color mixer. If I can't find my color here, this is like the easier route because I can just play around. It affects multiple part of the image. Right? So color grading, if you just know what you're doing, be careful. Okay? But for my style, most of my stuff are done in color mixer. Cool? Any question? Good? Okay. Now sharpening. Okay, this is a very critical topic. Sharpening, it depends. Okay? For me, I trust my equipments. I know I have a sharp camera. I'm using R5. I have sharp lenses. Like I have the top Canon lenses. So I know my lenses. I know equipments. I know they provide me good enough or sharp enough pictures. So most of the time, I don't even bother to adjust my sharpness. And also, it's going on social media. Keep in mind, right? It's going on social media. So you don't really need so much sharpness, right, on social media. Now, unless if you're printing. Now, if you're printing, then yes, sharpening is a different ballgame. There's even a separate app to sharpen your pictures when you're printing. Yeah? I don't know the app. You know the app? Topaz, yes.
I know actually Topaz Photo AI.
Yes. There's even AI that you can just one click and then it sharpens the image, right? So if you ask me sharpening, I don't touch a lot. Again, I trust my equipments. I trust their sharpness. Now, if you don't have good enough equipments, if you're using less, sharp lens, by all means, you can adjust with sharpening. This is a completely different topic. You can YouTube study, only sharpening. But personally, I don't touch it a lot. It depends. Again, it depends. If this is a really messed up scenario, I have to touch it, I will touch it. But social media, Instagram, not so much. And also, it affects the quality, the noise. When you put a lot of sharpening, it adds noise to your image. So, what?
Especially when you save the file.
Save the file? Okay. Then you might be using a wrong export setting. I will see. I will share. Yes, you can also mask. Yeah. But yeah, there's sharpening, radius, detail, masking. Yeah. That's true. But I think his problem is export setting. Because he said that when you export, it shows the issues. So most probably, export setting, Mac or Windows? Windows. So that can issue as well. I don't know Windows. I don't edit on Windows. Yeah, Windows. I'll be honest. This guy, John, came from Windows. He knows what I'm saying, right? You just switch to Mac. I'm telling you for years. I'm telling him for years, switch to Mac. Because it's just more friendly for photographers, for creatives. So sometimes it's operating system issue, okay? But I'm not saying you to buy Mac, okay? I'm not saying you, not for now. If you can't, don't.
Now you need to understand.
Also, yeah, you need to understand. Yeah. Later, I go to export settings.
Again, it's about your budget as well.
Yeah.
So whatever you're using, you need to understand the things you're touching.
Okay. Now, vignetting. I mean, it's very subjective if you want vignetting. You know, vignetting this, right? So that's vignetting. I added just a little bit, not so much. But what I do, okay, there are some tricks in Photoshop that I'm so thankful that we don't have back in the day. We don't have this. What you call this? Masking? Yes, masking. Like masking is very, very powerful in Lightroom. Back in the day, we don't have this. It's like you have to go to Photoshop and then mask the whole thing. Like for example, let me just turn off the vignetting. I don't like vignetting. It just gives you a circle effect. I don't like it. I don't like it. So I go masking. Okay, this one I abuse it. I'm telling you, I abuse masking. I use it a lot. Masking. Okay, so let's go with linear gradient. This I love this. Like if you want to darken the sky, linear gradient. Like see how I can just drag it, choose your the area that you can affect, and you can just exposure only that affected area. That's why I like it. And also it gives you another set of adjustments. So you have exposure, contrast, highlight. So you can adjust so many things under this. All right. So that's why I love this. I love this linear. Now they develop a new masking, which is again mind-blowing. You can select the sky. You can detect the sky. Select sky. So there's select sky. Lightroom can just detect the sky only, which is so amazing.
Can I show you another trick on that?
Okay.
Like you see when you've selected the sky, the mask is still red.
Oh yes, yeah.
So go to the three buttons on the select sky.
Then brush.
No, not the brush. The name.
Invert.
No. Intersect.
Oh yes, intersect mask with.
Select the sky again.
Oh, okay.
And then it gets rid of the mask. You see a bit has left. You
Oh,
can
okay.
do it over and over again until it's
Oh, I
left.
didn't know that. For me, I intersect with brush. That's what I do. So if you don't like the effect, you can still go inside, intersect, brush. With brush, right? Yes, brush. So in that way, you can still brush. You can still. Oh shit. Okay. But anyway, you can brush. You can remove the things that you don't like. But it's time consuming. I'm telling you, it's time consuming. For me, most of the time, if I can just use a simple gradient tool, that's about it. If I can just go away with this. The thing is, this automatic thing, sometimes they're not perfect. It's hard to make it perfect. And sometimes it will look more fake if you try your best to mask it. Most of the time, it will just look fake. So as much as possible, just make it soft. You see this? You see this? This is like how soft the gradient will be. If I decrease this like this, it will look too fake. It looks too sharp, right? I don't like it. So if you can just widen your graph, that's way better. It's not going to affect the. For me, it's a better effect rather than selecting the sky. For me, it's a good effect. So. Okay, we're done with the sky. Now, if I want also to adjust the water, so for example, I want to make the water dark. Same thing, gradient, linear gradient, and I also apply this gradient to the water. Adjust exposure. I can even more vibrant. If I want the reflection to be more vibrant, I can go a little bit of saturation. So now we're talking. Oops. I can even bring up. See now that I have a gradient on top and bottom. Now I can go increase the exposure of my city, because I know I can adjust the gradient later. So for now, if I want to bring up the exposure of the whole city, I can increase the exposure and then go back to my gradient. Go back to my gradient and adjust the exposure of my sky. Right? So that's the power of using gradient. You know, you can adjust a specific part of the image. And there's different gradient. There's radial. If you want to just affect circular, there's radial. There's different, which we'll go through that in other pictures. Okay, so this is, let's say this is like my final edit. Okay, now remember I told you that I have multiple pictures. I've taken multiple pictures. So I will copy this effect. You can copy the effect across the other pictures. So you can just select the picture, hold shift, select the rest of the thing, select all the pictures, and you see this at the bottom, sync. Then sync. Then when you sync, okay, then you can choose what you want to sync. Since they're all similar, I was using a tripod, so everyone was shot on the same way. So I can just include the masking. So I can hit synchronize, and it will apply to all the pictures. So now all the pictures are almost the same. You know, though I changed the first picture, we edited it, so it's not pretty much the same. But you get the idea. You can copy the whole setting on the rest of the image. Now combining in Photoshop. So all those pictures, you export them in Photoshop. All right, you have a question, bro? Okay. So I'll show you the Photoshop file, the master file that I used. Okay, so again, bringing all the pictures. So in Photoshop, you have all the pictures are in Photoshop. So now you just have to drag different details.
You open them as a single file?
Multiple. So I opened first the first file, the base file, the one we edited. Okay. And then the other pictures, I only took for example, the birds. I only took the birds.
Oh yeah, you open them as layers.
Yes, open the layers. So you can stack them all together. So you see these layers? So those are the pictures all together. So this is, let me just show you. This is the one that we edited. This one, the base one, with the long exposure. And then I think I added, okay, so this long exposure, right? So you see the boats, they're blurry. And you don't want that, right? So you want your city to be sharp. So I took a shot from one of the pictures. So I added this middle part. So this middle part is separate, okay? And then the rest, I added the birds. You see the birds on top? Even the sky, I added some of the sky from the previous shots. And then the birds. That's about it. And that's the picture. Sorry if we cannot run through the whole thing, but if you have question, ask me now, okay? But again, from Lightroom, you edit one picture, that picture you copy to the rest, and then all the pictures with the same colors, open it in Photoshop, and then Photoshop, just grab the individual elements, like the birds. I mean, I'll show you how I crop them. It's not even perfect. Like, look at the, not even perfect. And you don't have to. You don't really have to, unless if you're printing. If you're printing really big, if you're really OC, yes, you can. But, I mean, I zoom it a lot, it's not even showing. So, I mean, and again, no one's really going to, like, zoom it and have a look. So, yeah. What?
Photographers would. Only photographers. The only people that zoom in.
Yes, only photographers. If you display it on, even on big, I don't think people will really look at it. We will notice, but if you done it good enough, I don't think they'll bother, right? Sometimes, as long as the shot is good, you know, that's all about it. It's not about the details, right? The best pictures in the world are blurry. are underexposed, are grainy, right? Google, best pictures in the world. All of them are grainy. Trust me, all of them grainy, all of them are not sharp, even out of focus. They're out of focus, but they're great picture. They tell story, right? So don't, if, for me, sometimes if not too sharp, it's a bit shaky, nah, it's okay, Okay, so this is the picture. Any question before we jump to the next picture? Any question? We good? Okay, this? Okay, so I added a piece, like I added this from the previous shots. So remember, the base shot, this shot right here is a long exposure. This is a long exposure, so I can capture a long exposure, a smooth picture of the reflection, the water. Right? Have you done long exposure? No. Okay, so yeah, that's how you do it. If you want your water to be smooth, if you don't do long exposure, this is the result. I'll show you filters off. Without long exposure, this is the result. That's the result. That's without long exposure. And I don't like it, right? I think it's better to show you from the... So this is the one without long exposure. That's the one. Now I want it to be smooth. See the difference? Right? Okay, so you might don't understand why I took long exposure and fast exposure again, because I want to capture the birds flying around. Yeah, for the water in the sky. Water in the sky. I want it to be smooth. And then I took shots with fast shutter speed to capture the birds. Because you won't be able to capture the birds if you're doing long exposure. It's not even fast enough. You see, there's some motion, but still, it's okay. It's okay as long as you capture the moment, bird flying. That's all that matters. So again, long exposure, fast exposure, long exposure for the water and the sky, fast exposure, fast shutter for the birds, and combine them together. All right? Any more question? We're good? Okay, cool. Now, let's go to the next shot. This is the... See, guys, I have so much shot. I have shots from 2019. Can you imagine? Like even I have shots from 2007, 2008. I have it sorted. Good luck doing it with your phone. Good luck. Yes, using catalog. So I want all my pictures to be in one catalog. I hate having one catalog for example, 2022, 2021. I hate it. As much as possible, I want one catalog of my whole picture, so I can jump between years if I want to. Right? Even my jobs are here.
Are you using G drive? Are you using G drive for the storage?
Lazy. Yes. Lazy. This is lazy. So yeah, I want everything. I want my jobs, my personal pictures to be in one Lightroom catalog. So again, sorting is very important, guys. Sorting is very important. And also naming your folder. Don't underestimate naming your folder. All right? Again, if you're storing files from decades or so many years, if you don't number your folders, I have a bad news for you guys. So I know they're always arranged in chronological order. I name it year 2023, year, and then the month 01, and then the date 02. So I name it like that. So it doesn't matter where I put my files, my folders. When I open up, they always arrange in chronological order. So make sure you do that as well. Your files are probably looks like Burj Khalifa 1, Burj Khalifa 2, right? Admit it, right? Burj Khalifa, sunset, right? Final one, final two. How many Burj Khalifa you took for 1 year? How many, right? You will end up 100 folders with Burj Khalifa. right? And also I name it, I put, for example, anything that will remind me of the, for example, the date, okay? And then, let's say Burj Khalifa. And then something that will remind me of that day. For example, if I meet with John.
Yeah, me too. I have like.
With Jerus. So Burj Khalifa with John's eye. So in that way, who I was with during the day, I will just type the name with John's eye. So the fold, I will see the fold. So anything that will remind you of that day, just by all means put it on your file name. And no one will judge you. No one going to see the files, right? So anything that will remind you. So if you go back even the files 5, 10 years ago, you can just type it and then it will show up. So that's the trick. Okay, file naming is important. Hard drive, yeah. It's good to have a separate hard drive. And also, don't store your files on your laptop, please. Never store.
What if I had an 8
Yeah.
terabyte Mac?
No, still. That's you know why? Because if your Mac crash, your files are inside the computer. Or for example, if you lost your computer, the files is inside your Mac, right? What you going to do?
I'm using a Synology drive.
Even if you have backup files, it's still annoying because you have your original file. So for example, if my computer crashed or died or whatsoever, I know my file is here. I can jump right into my other computer and start editing again. I can even go to my friend's house, plug this in, I can edit back up again. And as a businessman, as a creator, professional creator, like you have to do those things. If you're dealing with the client and you have to deliver the files, you don't want that risk of losing your laptop and then losing all the files. You cannot say sorry to the client, sorry, I lost my computer. Your files are gone. That's bad. It's really bad. So as a professional, you have to think about it. These files is even backup. Like I have another backup of these files. So even this lost or someone stole it, the next day I know I can still work. Right? I can still work. I even have backups in the Philippines. Crazy, right? Crazy. I have hard drives except files in the Philippines. Because I remember it happened once, my hard drive here in Dubai died. And I don't have any, I lost the file basically, but I remember I have my files in the Philippines. Or I asked my parents to send the hard drive back here.
You're using 3-2-1 backup. Right?
Yes, 3-1 backup. So at least three backup files. If you're using it as a hobby, of course, you don't have to. But if you want to be professional, if you want to just keeping the files. Imagine me, I still have my files during when I started. And it's just amazing to go back and see the files, edit it again, right? I never delete raw files also. I never delete raw files. It's a no-no for me. I will never delete any raw files. Because you'll never know. You'll never know. For example, if you don't like the file, the pictures, most people, they will delete it. Right? I don't. Because also sometimes your taste improves. Or your taste changes throughout the years. You might come back and then I'll say, oh, this is a good shot. This is a better shot than the one I posted. Then you edit that again. It happens, trust me. And even clients go back, ask for the raw files, and you charge them money for sending the files. So never delete raw files, back up, and don't store your files on your laptop. And also expensive. Imagine 8 terabytes, bro, how much is that, bro? Okay, now let's go to the next picture. Let's look at the view, okay. Okay, rated. Okay, this is the picture. Okay. Okay, so that's my vision. When we went there, the place was packed with people. Like so bad. I think it's like sunset time. It was packed with people. But the moment I saw this frame, I was like, this is what I want to do. I want to make it look like that I was standing on top of a rooftop. Like I will do my best. I edit a picture to make it look like this. But of course, the struggle, it wasn't look like this. It looks like this. That's original. Is this original? Yes. Anyway, that's the original. That's the original picture, right? Okay. Because the one who took the picture was JV, my friend. So he took the picture. So he's more into video. So he doesn't understand how I compose the shot. So I told him, just took a bunch of picture. I just asked him to take a bunch of picture. I will handle it on editing. I know I will handle on editing, but I mean, again, he doesn't get how I frame a picture, so that's what I get. But knowing that I will edit this picture, right? I know there's like people here. Like most of the time, like all the time, there are people here because the view from here this side is very good. So most of the time, there's people in here. So I made sure that I took some picture with. I took some picture with them. Those are the same people, and they were standing here, right? I know I'm going to use this. I know I need this part. I know, right? So I took a picture of this side. So that's like the thing is we were waiting waiting for probably 30 minutes for the people to go out, but they don't leave because it's sunset time, like golden hour, blue hour. So people won't leave. The view is amazing. So you can't get the location and also yeah. I'll go through that. Okay. So yeah. So this is the thing. And if you notice my setting, like it was so dark already that our ISO is becoming so high. Keep in mind, I'm already shooting with f2 aperture. And the actual shot, I think, this was, 640. I'm using 640 ISO. And the thing is, you don't want it to be that high. You want it to keep it like 100, So it means the scene was that dark already. So at f2, I'm still at 640 ISO. All right, how to remove this? How? This one? Anyway, and that's the picture. So yeah, okay. So we go. Okay, so this is the picture. I stood in front of the view. I know this. But this is a touchscreen. Shaji, it's a touchscreen. Can anyone remove this? I was surprised. I didn't know it's called touchscreen. But anyway, yeah. So this is the. I stood in front of the frame. Like I knew this is the shot that I want to. Okay.
I think up there
Clear. Woohoo! Okay, how to remove this? Whoop, whoop, whoop. There you go. Gen Z. This is what Gen Zs do.
technology.
I feel such a boomer, man. Yes, there we go. Of course, I have to edit first, right? I have to do the edit. And now I can even the shot is even a bit distorted, a bit. I'm sorry, a bit not straight. So I can adjust it like this. Okay. Okay. So now, like I'm comfortable with this. I'm comfortable with how I frame it. Now this is where magic happens in Photoshop Lightroom. You can easily do again AI generative fill. You can just grab this. Okay. Oh, sorry, you can just select the bottom part. I won't do it perfectly. Okay, you can just, is it fill or generative content fill? Okay, we'll try fill. Okay, fill will automatically, like it will try to guess what you want, right? That's what fill is for. Yeah, it's good enough. I mean, it's okay, right? At least it guessed what I want. It extended the floor. But there's another one which is generative fill. So you select the subject. Once you select it, okay, you see there's generative fill. This, the bottom, okay. You can click and you can even type what you want. You can just type what I want. But I think here it's very straightforward. I think that the app can guess what I want. So I will just hit generate. I hope so. Unfortunately, my computer is not fast enough, so there we go. Go. Look at that. Insane, right? Insane. Even the reflections, guys. Look at that. Insane.
There's one caveat though.
Yeah?
The quality is not the same.
I know.
That's the only caveat.
Yeah.
But it's very, you cannot tell.
You can tell. If you're going into Instagram, you can never tell. If you print, yes, if you print. That's why it's also good to practice the skills of editing, which is good because I already acquired this skill of editing before this even shows up. Like I was doing it back in the day before even this fill, this generative effect. I was doing it back in the day and all manual, you know? Yeah.
It's taking from your own work.
Yeah?
The AI is taking your own work.
Yes. Well, yeah, but I'm using AI to help me ease in my work.
Yeah, it's quicker.
It's quicker, but it doesn't mean AI is going to replace me. This is still my vision. Yeah. Yeah. In a way, but I'm using technology to help me, right? But I can do it without AI, but I mean, if we have it, by all means use it. Also, as long as you claim it, don't hide it, don't lie to, like, if someone asks you, hey, did you, just by all means, just say it. You won't lose anything, trust me. you won't get judged. Like, just admit it. Yeah, it's.
Just a second, sorry. We have a photo contest. Have you heard about this photo?
Yeah, 10,000 dirhams?
Yeah. 10,000 dirhams.
Okay.
Now there,
I'll give you 20%. 20%.
any manipulations.
Yeah.
But one condition, the original picture also you should send us. Just to see.
So they can judge. They can judge based on.
But any manipulation,
Okay.
30th of April is the last day.
Yeah. I hear a lot of people that doesn't like editing, doesn't like retouching, doesn't like faking stuff. For me, my thoughts on that is I'm not here to document. I'm not a photojournalist, right? If you're a photojournalist, if your job is to capture, report a story, right? Document, of course, you don't want altering your picture. That's a sin, right?
Bring up there's been a recent photo of
Yes.
one family.
I know that. Yeah, Kate Wilson, yes.
The problem is the difference is because it's an actual publication.
Yeah, which just makes it look way worse, right? So for me, I edit my picture, but because I treat my pictures as art, right? I treat them as art. This is not an event. This is not like a documentary that you have to share the news like as it is, right? Like, that's not what I do. This for me, this art. So for me, I say that I edit my pictures, so what? So if you don't like editing your pictures, then by all means don't edit your pictures. But don't judge me because I edit the pictures. Because again, this is what I do. This is art. I add sky. I love adding sky, which I claim. I always say, hey, I added sky, right? So because you cannot have a sky, good clouds throughout the year, especially we're in the UAE. So for me, I fix the sky. As long as you do it perfectly, like good, very good, and also you admit it. As long as you admit it, trust me, guys, no one will ever judge you. They will more judge you if you try to hide it, if you lie, and then they can figure out that you edited. You will actually be in more trouble. Trust me on that. Okay, it's better to just admit it. Yes, I edited it. So what, right? So yeah. Huh? No, yeah. So yeah, a lot of people do that on a plane. Put Milky Way, and even like add airplane in between buildings. And I mean, if your goal is to lie, then for me I don't like it. Especially photo competition, people fake their images just to win. I don't like it. So again, do edit your pictures, but as long as you admit it, it's fine. So you see the power of AI, and again, even this on the sides, you can just grab it. Generative fill, generate easily. If the AI managed to bring back the floor, these things can be done easily by AI. It takes time. So I had to go through everything, all the pillars. I had to manually select them, and then see, and even the top part. By the way, I was using this tool, select tool. Okay, lasso. It's called lasso tool. You can use pen tool. There's polygon, there's magnetic, but I use lasso tool. And then again, we'll do the same thing. Hopefully I can get it. I can't remember if I did it once or twice. I don't remember. What
about the remove tool?
Huh?
The remove tool.
Remove tool?
Yes.
I mean, if you have the AI, why?
Yeah, it's a part of the remove tool. It's a new one. It's from the. Basically, what it does is it removes every like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there is.
Yes. It's in the same place as the.
Oh, okay.
But that's so well actually.
But still like AI based, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's good. See, this is my problem as well. I always have to like study new stuff because they always update Lightroom. Like 5 years ago, this Lightroom is like not the same as what we have today. So look at that. How easy. And you can even select different versions, you know. But again, even without AI, I go to a website. The website is called unsplash.com. Unsplash.com. You know this website?
Yep.
This is where I go. Unsplash, sunset, clouds. This is where I get most of my sunset shots. So you save it all you want. unsplash.com. And they put out good enough quality, good enough resolution that you can put it on your images. So this is where I get my sky before. Okay, and then this, and then manually I go through like pillars, you know, select them, and again, AI.
After the pillars, after I selected the pillars on the building,
Uh-huh.
did you do a good job or did you had to do?
These pillars? Well, let's go to, let me show you the file, I think. Because I can't remember, man. It's been a while. I can't remember. Where was it? Shaji, 9:30, right? We have 15 minutes. So I'll run through this original file. Override settings? No. If I'm not mistaken, it takes a while to open.
It's okay, I'll ask you later.
Yeah. So yeah, so you're asking about the pillars. I don't think it gave me a perfect result. But again, remember I took a picture of the side, yes, and also I have a picture of this. Remember? I took this. And there's a picture because I know that I'm going to need that while editing this picture. Right? So again, you should when you're going out, you should think about this stuff. You don't just take picture and call it a day, right? You have to if you foresee a problem, then fix it while shooting. So I took this picture. So if somehow the AI doesn't give me perfect result, then I can just go through this and then grab details from there. You know, I can just grab these windows. I can just grab these windows. Oops. You know, I can just grab these windows and then put it on top of this. Like, see, this pillar right here. Yeah, I can just replace it easily. Let's try. Let's try with the AI. Let's try if AI can easily fix this. Can you guys follow? Like, is there any question, guys? I don't want to left out any one of you. If you're not that advanced, please tell me. Guys, please ask me, okay? While we're waiting, any question? Any question? Jang? No question? All good? Also, again, like I told you, you can just it only takes one step on the right, take a picture, or one step on the left, take a picture. You can resolve this. What happened? Anything happened? What happened? Oh, sharpen it. Ah, okay. Okay, now this is where prompt helps. Like, see this prompt? And you can just type remove. Remove, yes. Sorry, I forgot to type prompt. So sometimes you have to command AI. Sometimes it doesn't guess what you want on your picture, so I ask it to remove. I mean, let's see. Don't fail me. Oh, I think because there are. Like, let's try one more time. I think because there's a layer like above it, remove. Or if this didn't work, I think you have to select the whole thing, the whole pillar. Yeah. But we will not go through that. It takes a lot of time. This took me maybe. No, it doesn't. It's not. Again, see, it's not perfect. You know, it's not perfect. I think what I did is I tried to capture the whole thing. Right? Again, we don't have enough time, but yeah. So remember, I used the AI to fill this. Yeah, this. It looks great. Even the shadow works like magic, right? And even the one on top. Right? And the people, you can grab it from the, yeah, I took a picture. I mean, I showed you earlier, right? So I took a picture of this side, and then I place it on top of the skyline, this. So that's about it. Any question? Any question? We good? Okay. Okay, just last picture. Shaji, just last picture. I have 10 minutes. This is, guys, if you have any question, please, even not editing, even other topic, you can ask me. Russell Kaima. Okay. Okay, this. Okay, now, remember, before previous shots, we don't have any subject, any person, right? We don't have. Now this is more challenging because now you have a model, you have a person. Now you cannot just do crazy adjustment because you have to consider the skin. Because if you go adjust the orange, if you adjust the yellow, if you adjust the blue or whatever, then you might screw up the model. So you have to be very careful. Once you add a person in the middle of your picture, then you have to be very careful. Yes. So, okay, so same thing, this editing, this part, okay, I won't go through that again, but you can have a look. This is my setting, okay? Now, if you don't want to affect the model, then yes, masking. In Photoshop, there's a masking, and you can select subject, object. Where is it? Yeah, subject, this. Oh, is it in the original picture? Yeah, so you can see. See? Man, this is magic, man. Guys, back in the day, I had to like brush the whole thing. I had to go to the Photoshop and then brush the hair, all the strands, the arms and everything. Now it's magic. In this way, you can go crazy with your Lightroom edits and keep the subject safe. Because now you can just select the subject and you can just handle it later on, right? Is this even the original picture? Yes, this original picture. So now the idea here, as I told you, is I want to make it look like it was shot in an empty field, empty field, and I did not get that feel in this picture because of this brick wall. So what I did, same thing, I photoshopped the background, and this was easy, believe it or not. I just like select this background, then hit generative fill, and it automatically remove the background for me. It's not perfect. I did some adjustments. Let's do it quickly. Okay. Also, one good idea is try to duplicate your background. Always good idea to duplicate your background. Okay, so you won't mess up the. If you messed up, you can go back. Okay, so I can select the background. Okay, and then what prompt? Empty area with mountains and clouds. Guys, I can't remember which prompt I used. Okay, hopefully. I don't know if this is the right prompt. It's okay. That's exactly why I duplicated the background. Exactly, right? So for example, let's use this. Let's use the worst one. Okay, let's use the worst one. I can just have a mask. There's a mask here, or there's a mask, and I can just paint, can get the brush tool, and I can just mask it, and then bring back the arms, Yeah, for example, I can bring up the arms. And this blue part, see this missing blue part? I think I can do. I think you have to make it rasterize. Rasterize here, yeah. Rasterize. What did I do? I can't remember. But anyway, you can just easily fill that out. So that's why I duplicated my background, because again, I know that AI will mess up, and you can just blend, you can just mask it to bring back the layer below. Okay, we're good. And also again, colors. I went to hue, saturation. I made sure that I pop the colors individually. Green, adjust the magenta. Yellow. I think the dress also, I tried to adjust the color of the dress, So again, I'll show you my, yes. This is my, oh, not so much. Okay. Not so much, yeah. That's my setting. The green, I adjusted the green. And these are my settings. So, yeah, that's about it. Sorry, as I told you, I cannot show everything. But yeah, Shaji, we're good. We're good. Guys, any question? Any question?
Yes.
Yeah.
What is your brightness and about True Tone in MacBook while editing?
Oh, brightness. Okay. Shaji, we're not strict, right? We can just.
No, we
okay.
can stay till morning.
1 o'clock?
No problem. No need.
Okay, I want to answer the question.
Like, the parking is for 3 hours free, and you just go get your car again back, and then we can talk.
Okay. Okay. So brightness of the screen. Good question. I had the same issue with Rahul, because I remember with Rahul, he was sending me. You sent me video, but I told his videos are underexposed.
And True Tone also.
Okay, truth. I'll go to that. So his videos or pictures are way underexposed. I told him that, bro, your picture is way underexposed. Why? First, I think his laptop is Windows. No, I'm just kidding. His laptop, most probably, calibration, and also I think his monitor is way too bright. Okay, it's way too bright. So now it's giving, huh?
Mac in full brightness or less, half or low.
I'll go to that. Okay, it depends on the scenario. It depends on if you're editing on the bright room or dark room. You have to adjust. But I told you, remember this? Remember this? Right? So for me, it doesn't matter if I'm editing on a very dark monitor or bright monitor. It doesn't matter because I know my exposure. So you should always use it as a guidance. Okay? So again, your brightness, it depends on what you're comfortable, because sometimes we have different set of eyes. It depends. Sometimes you're very sensitive with brightness, so it depends. Choose whatever you're comfortable. But then, please use this. If you don't use this, that might mislead you to issue. Now, True Tone, I don't use that. Turn it off.
And reading mode in Android phone, I think.
I don't use Android, so I don't know. But
and about the True Tone.
But anything.
What affects you most?
Yeah.
Keep it as it is. Because
Yeah.
it actually just simply changes temperature.
Yeah.
Thus making it difficult. And Android is a rating mode. Just adds an extra filter or unnecessary OS.
So anything that it will affect your device automatically, turn off. We don't want it. You want to adjust it manually.
You need to calibrate your color.
Also calibrate. It's very important. Calibration. If you can buy the device, go for it. Or you don't have to if you're only posting on social media, like for Instagram. Because sometimes, because we have different mobile phones, so it's really hard to judge. But if you're printing, calibrate your monitor. If you want to be accurate with your colors, with exposure, calibrate your monitor. It's a must if you're printing. On social media, especially if you're on iPhone, because here in the UAE, most people use iPhone, iOS, so you can judge based on your phone. You can just transfer your file, judge it, oh, doesn't look good, then re-edit it, okay? But if you're printing, calibrate, all right? Question, yeah, bro?
Export setting.
Oh, export setting, okay, I forgot. Okay, bro, screenshot. Screenshot, export setting, okay? Oh shoot, no, not Command E. Command Shift E. Okay, Command Shift E. Wait. Okay, so it's somewhere here. Okay, so I want you guys to screenshot this. Okay, so first JPEG, of course. Okay, JPEG quality 100. Okay, color space sRGB. There's sRGB and Adobe. So you don't need that. If you're only for online, sRGB. That's all you need. sRGB. Okay, so resize to fit. Long edge, meaning it will resize the pixel based on the long edge, the longest edge. So if your longest edge is your vertical, then the pixel will be 2,000 pixels. Okay, I use 2,000 for RGB because Instagram, if you know, it's very okay. Aspect ratio is 1920 by 1080, right? So the maximum on Instagram is 1920. So I rounded it off to 2,000. This is just, I mean, it's only few pixels, you know. 2,000, and then resolution, 300. Okay, so, and then sharpen for screen. Now, this is for social media, for posting, okay, uploading on Instagram. Now, if you want the highest quality, like the highest quality your sensor can get, turn this off, resize to fit, turn this off, and then just leave it as it is. It means it will not readjust your aspect ratio. It will give you the full resolution of your sensor, of your image. Okay, so you just turn it off and it will give you the whole quality. Now, sometimes you don't want it. Sometimes the file is too big. You don't want, sometimes if you want to print it, the file is so big, even some computers will reject it. Sometimes you want to limit the file size. Sometimes I use it. So you can also limit the file size. And you can set it to 10,000. This is kilobytes, so this is going to be like 10 MB maximum. So for example, I use R5, 45 megapixels. If I did not turn this off, my JPEG file will be, I don't know, 80 megabytes, 100. I don't know exactly. But sometimes I have to limit because I don't want to clog my hard drive with huge files. So sometimes you can also limit. You can limit also the file size. So again, social media, click this, 2,000 maximum. If you want high res, unclick this one. You can limit or not limit. Then quality, always 100. Export limit.
If you're printing,
Yeah.
like a big scale, you export in JPEG or TIFF?
Good question. First of all, ask your printer. You ask your printer, yeah? It depends. There are some printing company that will be okay for JPEG. They prefer JPEG. And some, TIFF file. Or give them both.
But it's always good for a TIFF.
Yes, TIFF file is a good.
And
TIFF file.
exported from Photoshop.
Yeah. And also some printing company, like they only print posters and they don't really print photography. Yeah. So they only use JPEG. So that's a red flag. If you go for a printing company and they said, oh, send us only JPEG, that's a red flag. It means they're not really specialized for printing photography pictures. Yeah. So if they deal with TIFF file, then it means they know what they're doing. So TIFF file is always just the best, you know. So if you want, by the way, John, he prints a lot of pictures. He sold his pictures to a lot of hospitals. So yeah. So if you have any printing questions, this guy. He also prints pictures. So let's get along. Questions? Any more questions? Bro?
Why are you so handsome?
He used to it, bro. It's been with me since I was born. I'm tired of it, to be honest. If you know something that can change his mind, just anyway, yeah. So I mean, we always make fun of ourselves, you know. Question? Come on, guys. Instagram, love life. Ask Jeng. Yeah, we're good.
Actually, I have a question in general. Do you think now that Instagram is now focused more on reels, what's going to happen with photographers now?
Okay, good. That's a good question. I like your question. Okay, here's my take about that. If you watch my content, like you've seen my content, bro, my content changed from 2009. When did you follow me?
2000, I think since you crashed the balloon with PG.
So, 2019. So, see, if you see my content from 2019 until now, completely different. But I'm still a photographer. But I adapted to the trend. Yeah. See, if you're doing the same thing now, today, the same thing you're doing 5 years ago, then don't blame Instagram for not giving you, if you're not getting rich, it's because you're not adapting to the trend. I adapted, again, before I was taking pictures. Now Reels, I'm doing Reels, and also I'm doing comedy skits, which, I'm doing recently because that is the trend. Like that's huh? That's
what people want.
Yeah, exactly, and that's also my advantage. Use your advantage. I know my advantage is humor. I used it, right? That's actually how I separated myself to other photographers. If you follow other photographers in Dubai, that's how, I'm not saying that, but that's how I separated myself. Like back in the day, 2019, I was looking at other photographers, like how the hell I can separate myself to other photographers? Like how can I stand out, Everybody, guess what? Everybody uploads same picture of Burj Khalifa with the same, I don't know, moon, same foreground, right? Everybody uploads the same thing. So how do you differentiate yourself? How do you separate yourself? For me, I separated myself by, again, including my personality. I also started giving tutorials. Yeah, I give value. I give valuable lesson. I entertain. So that's how I managed to separate myself. So that's here I am now. So if you do the same thing that you're doing 5 years ago, then I have bad news for you, right? Question? Any more question? Are we good? Are we good? Cool. Shaji, take the floor.
Come on, give a big round of.
Thank you.
So thank you very much, Jerus.
Thank you guys. Thank you for joining.
And I think you need to have a nice rest after this shouting this many dollars. Sorry for that. It sounds.
I want to make it like 10-hour session, but unfortunately we cannot. But
they are still sitting.
yeah.
They don't want to go from here.
Okay. Yeah. So we're good.
Only mentor or an instructor, like people don't go away from here. So, that's what is Jerus.
And also you have to always, if you're planning to talk in front of people, you want to make them engage all the time. Asking questions. I ask questions all the time. I always do that. And I have some, at the beginning, I have some mind-blown question, Those are the stuff.
Engage and, connect with the engage, connect, collaborate.
Exactly.
Everything has been mentioned over here.
Okay,
So,
yes.
That's what, like when I just saw this special venue, it's really vibrant, positive, and we are going to be here till the end of
Sure.
March.
Yes, there's so many more workshops.
Please register more workshops and come join us. And you can see a lot of activities. Like for example, tomorrow is a Sony day. Sony,
What?
Sony.
Who?
Sony. There's a
Who was
camera.
No, sorry.
That's okay.
I'm not against with any other brand,
For me also, being a photographer, I started my career with the Pentax, then Nikon, then Fujifilm. Now I'm just exploring Sony, Canon, and many other brands. They are all great people. They spend a lot of time, energy, research, and creating their equipment. And the main challenges, we are the people behind the machine to make it. See, there are 64 pictures over there. No one knows which camera has been used for. Can you just say, oh, this has been shot at Nikon or Sony?
That's why I always say, camera doesn't matter. To be honest with you, I use many cameras, and it's in you. It's like it's your style, it's your taste. Like I can give you my gears right now. I can give you my gears. I can give you my LUTs. I will call it LUTs, presets. I can give you everything, but you cannot take the same taste, right? We have different creativity. So don't think that you need the same equipments, the same camera, the same lens, same preset.
Can you give me now? I can try it out. I can see if I can do the same.
Okay, so what we do, we'll take a group picture, and after the group picture, I have so many things to sell, and we are going to be here.
Yeah.
And if you want to buy something, we can create some special prices for Jerus Day.
And Shaji, I have something for you. This for you.
For you? Thank you very much.
And by the way, everyone, you can get one. Huh?
Now I don't feel special.
What? Everyone will get it.
At the end, yeah.
And by the way, this is 3D printed. See the details. And by the way, this is done by my friend Val over there. So if you want your brand, if you want to have your own personalized, if you want gift for your friend, Val, that's my friend. So this is his business. So if you, Vibrant, if you want to
Yeah.
make,
See, we can create something like this.
yes, exactly. Yeah, so this guy, just talk to this guy, and so yeah, let's take some good picture.
Yeah, please come.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, bro.
Here we go, bro.